adventure is always waiting. The storytelling means for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education Etal, and it is indeed a pleasure to be here with all of you this Saturday morning. It is a bright and sunny morning here on Nevis, and we are, I think, all of the wonderful things that are happening match the weather right now. We are so happy for the bright sunny weather, because today is a very busy day, especially in our ministry. So today we are seeing, or related to our ministry, so today we are seeing some big ticket items. We're seeing the Carifta trials happening today at the Nevis Athletic Stadium, and this is the last chance, last call for our athletes to qualify for Carifta, and we want to make sure that we pray that they do, because they have been working so hard over the past few months, and for some of them even over the past year. So the Carifta trials start at 10 a.m. You have about 53 minutes to get there, and the cost for entry, we have $10 for adults, and we have $5 for children between the ages of 5 and 12. Once again, this is the last chance, and all the funds raised will go towards assisting the team going to Carifta. We know that some persons have already qualified, and so in short order we know that we'll also be hearing the names of those who will be going for the names listed in the entire squad and then team right thereafter. And so congratulations to those who already qualified, and for those who are trying out today, we wish you the very best. Some of the athletes have gotten really close over the course of the season, and so we know that they have the potential to make it over that last little and so athletes, we pray that God will be with you today, and that you are able to do the best that you possibly can to qualify for the Carifta trials today. We also have the 25 Most Remarkable Teams. They have their annual workshop this morning. It starts at 9 and it goes till this afternoon. So the teens from St. Kitts have joined the teens from Nevis, and they're doing a development workshop today. We also are aware that there are going to be some games today, Masters cricket games happening today. We will have there have been games so far in St. Kitts, and today's games will take place on Nevis at the VOJN field. So as I said, there are a few things, and then this evening the Basketball Association will be hosting a basketball game there at the Grail Hall Stevens netball complex. And so, as I said, several things happening, and we want you to go on out and support our various entities, support of course our students, and then the other groups and entities who will be whether qualifying or competing or just having some friendly games during the course of today. We also want to remind you of the open call for the Youth Impact 12. The Youth Impact 12 nominations are open for the nominee for the month of April, and the month of April we will be focused on youth in youth development, which of course makes sense because April is also Youth Month. Okay, so please make sure that to note that the call, it's on. We have 1 week left for those persons who know some young person or persons who are active in youth development. And what does that look like? Young people who are staunch advocates for youth development, youth who create and implement youth-focused programs and activities that target overall development of young people, and youth who create a platform for youth voice. So that's who we're looking for. And then for the upcoming month, so that deadline, as I said, is March 21st. Then for the May nomination, we're looking for an extraordinary youth in agriculture, and the deadline for that one is April 25th. So you have a little over a month to get your documents together to make sure that you put your nominations in for the youth in agriculture, which is due on April 25th. What are we looking for? We're looking for young people who use their knowledge and appreciation of agriculture to improve themselves, others, and of course our island as a whole. We're looking for young people who seek to develop their repertoire of skills to enhance the agricultural sector. We're looking for young people who devote their time to improving the lives of those around them through health benefits, employment creation, school or community display or involvement, once again, in the area of agriculture. So let's look out for those prominent young people who are making a difference, or movers and shakers in the field of agriculture, and let's nominate them for this award. As we are aware, we are still in the heart of the track and field season, and so those who already had their school level sports meets have their eyes fixed on the inter-primary schools championships. But until then, we want to remind you of the remaining meets for this season. So to come, we have the St. John's Preschool on May 18th. Sorry, where am I saying May? It's March, because of the May nominations for agriculture. March 18th, St. John's Preschool, and they will be at the Bath Playfield. Combermere Preschool at VOJN Field. Maud Cross Preschool, and they will be on the 20th at the ETW Park. So both Maud Cross Pre and Combermere Pre will be at the ETW Park. Gingerland Preschool will be at the Hard Times Field on the 21st. Vernon Lou Preschool will be at the school's field on the 24th. Charlestown Preschool's sports meet was initially scheduled to take place on the 25th. However, I want you to please take note, there has been an amendment, and the meet for Charlestown Preschool will now take place on Wednesday. Okay, so Charlestown Preschool will have their meet at the ETW Park, and that will take place on Wednesday, 19th March 2025. So that's an amendment to the calendar, because the original calendar had them listed for March 25th. So they've come forward a bit, and then we know following these meets we go straight into the agriculture fair, and after that it's the big one, baby. It's the Inter-Primary Schools Championships, and that will take place on April 2nd, 2025 at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. Alright, so those are the upcoming meets for the 2025 season, the remaining meets for the 2025 season, and we look forward to your continued support, parents, members of the general community, and of course in all ways possible support the children and constantly remind them how important it is for them to be good sportsmen and sportswomen as well. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Sugar City St. Kitts, keep it sweet. Keep listening to Vaughn.
shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly. You don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio. It's you on the go. You on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, you on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab the gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning to our radio listeners or viewers via One Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel. Welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on One Radio. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Ministry of Education and we are here with you on Saturdays. We try to share as much information, updates, commendations, kudos, whatever it takes to help to get our young people into the spotlight, to develop them, to share information, to get them to a place of empowerment as well. This Saturday is a little different. It's the third Saturday of the month, and on the third Saturday we focus on the ECCB Children's Connection program, and so we'll transition at the bottom of the hour for that segment. But until then, we are bringing some very important updates, and I'm hoping that parents have their notepads and notebooks and calendars open so that they're taking note of everything that they need to take note of going forward. As we continue with the notices and bits of information that you need to be aware of, please note that the Easter camp has 1 week left for you to sign up. There's 1 week left for sign up. I know that some of the sections are closed because they're at capacity, and we want to make sure that whenever we're hosting any activity that it is in a safe environment, and so we have to ensure that we manage the numbers to give the children the best possible experience. And so the camp starts on April 7th and goes until April 17th, basically the Easter break, but the registration closes on Friday, March 21st. The focus for this year is on youth and technology, and it is called the Tech Dynamos Easter Camp. The Tech Dynamos Easter Camp. There is a charge of $30 weekly, and the venue, ETW Park. The camp runs from 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. every single day. Okay, there's lots in store. We've partnered with various entities to provide a holistic experience, and we want to make sure that the children have a great time while they learn and keep active as well. So that's Tech Dynamos Easter Camp happening this Easter, April 7th through 17th, and it's for students ages 5 to 16, and we hope that you have signed up already. If not, your deadline for registration is the 21st of March 2025. So many different months and so many different things. I had to pause there for a second, but please make sure, parents, that you have your children actively engaged for the course of the summer as well. We also know that there are various activities that our students engage in, and one such activity is the performing arts. There are students who engage with the Nevis Cultural Development Foundation in the various arts. So some take dance, some take music, some take drama, and so music in various forms. Some take drumming, some take steel pan. But there is going to be a production, a drama showcase happening next Saturday at the Nevis Performing Arts Center, and of course the team there at NCDF, led by Mrs. Deslyn Williams Johnson, who has been tasked with the responsibility of working with the students in drama. They will be showcasing some of the work that they've been doing over the past few months. And so it is held under the patronage of Mrs. Judy George Archer. As we know, Mrs. Archer recently retired, and she was the one who led the charge in drama for many years at our primary and secondary schools. So it is a Black History drama showcase, and it's an evening of short skits on Black History heroes presented by the drama clubs of the various schools. And these are the schools which will be represented: the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School, the Joycelyn Liebert Primary School, St. Thomas's Primary, Charlestown Primary, Ivor Walters Primary, Nevis Academy, and Montessori Academy. And there will be a feature. There are two featured items: the Black Circle Drummers, and of course that is led by Mr. Bingy Paris, and the Charlestown Secondary School's choir will also be featured during the event. Tickets cost $20 for adults, $10 for high school students, $5 for primary school students, and it starts at 5 p.m. You should be seated by 4:30 p.m. Okay, and they're encouraging you to wear Black History attire as far as possible. All right, so that is the Black History Month showcase taking place right there at NEPAC next Saturday afternoon. It's the place to be. Let's go out and support our students. We know that students who participate in the arts really get a holistic experience as well. They generally builds their confidence, their ability to speak properly, their ability to analyze as well, and to engage an audience. So we hope that we can see their creativity shining through, and that we can really support our students next Saturday. For your tickets, you can reach out to Mrs. Williams Johnson and the team at NCDF or NEPAC, as well as during the course of the week we'll get some information as to the other venues for the purchase of tickets. But you can definitely reach out to Mrs. Williams Johnson or the NCDF team to get some information there. Additionally, before we close out and transition into the ECCB Children's Connection program, I want to spend some time speaking to the debates last week. I just wanted to once again give a big shout out to all the students who represented Nevis and represented Nevis very well in the debate. We know that we were not successful, but we were able to welcome them back on Monday. We went to meet them and greet them because, listening audience, viewing audience, it's important for our children to know that they have our full support, whether they win or lose, whether they come out with the expected outcomes or not. It is very important for us to continue to support them through. There are many times that we have won the competition, and there are some times that we have lost the competition. However, in every single instance, our children have given their best, and we have to commend their efforts, applaud their efforts. And so it was important for us from the ministry to return to the airport as promised, and to greet them and to thank them for their investment, their hard work, the time that they have put into the debating competition. So I hope that in the near future we would get to engage them further, but until then we want to, from this platform and from every other platform, commend the students, their teachers, all of the individuals in the community who stood by them, who supported them, whether financially or in relation to researching or writing the debates or critiquing or proofing. Whatever way you provided support, we want to say a heartfelt thank you to all of you, and we appreciate it tremendously. And as I said, members of the community, you saw the debaters as they left, you saw their pictures being posted. If you meet any of them in any space, I want you to also thank them for representing our island well. We had good reports in terms of their behavior and their deportment during the trip. They were true ambassadors for the duration of the trip, and so we want you to join us in applauding them, in commending them, in congratulating them for going as far as they were able to go, and encouraging them as the new team. Some of them will be graduating as the new team starts looking forward to LIDC 54 and the making preparations for LIDC 54. We also want to take some time out, because we haven't done that for a while, to remind all of you that there are several scholarships open, and while we tried to share them with you weekly, please remember, if you are within the age of going to tertiary space, tertiary education, to follow the NIAHR Scholarships Facebook page, because there are several scholarships out there currently. So there is the Embassy of the Republic of Indonesia. They have a scholarship offer. So the Ministry of Human Resources in NIA is pleased to inform you of the opportunities for persons interested in pursuing an undergraduate or graduate program with the University Langkang Kukuning. The program is being offered undergrad English education. So if you want to teach English, that's a program being offered. Electrical engineering, civil engineering, architecture, agrotechnology, accounting, management, law, forestry, and informatics engineering. The graduate programs include pedagogy, environmental science, management, agricultural science, and computer science. The applicants are required to apply online. There's a link, and you can of course go online to the NIAHR scholarships page to get that. And for successful applicants, the scholarship will cover your tuition, your accommodation, an allowance of about $90 US monthly, and individuals will be responsible for their airfare. And as I said, go on to the NIAHR scholarships Facebook page to get more information. However, the deadline is Monday, 23rd June 2025. You can reach out to the lovely ladies at the Ministry of Human Resources, Mrs. Shanola Murray Gill, Mrs. Shelley Liebert, or Miss Carissa Griffin. They'll be able to guide you through. We also want to remind you of the Embassy of the NIA assistance, the NIA financial assistance, which is currently available. Please make sure that you also reach out to access that one, and that ends on March 21st. In fact, most of the scholarships are coming to a close this week, so you have just next week, that's the 21st of March. That includes the NIA financial assistance, the University of the Virgin Islands Scholarship, you have the Monroe College Scholarship. Those are all coming to a close on the 21st of March. So reach out to the Ministry of Human Resources to get more information, and they will be more than happy to guide you, to support you, to assist you. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, we will transition to the ECCB Children's Connection program.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know, we're gonna have a great time. And now it passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab the gears, let's gather round, and adventure is always waiting. The storytelling means for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Alright, good morning, boys and girls, and hi there. Welcome to the ECCB Children's Connection Program. I am your host, Zahnela Claxton, and with me is our co-host,
Ajurne Haj. Good morning, everyone.
Okay. Ajurne, have you ever heard of the word networking?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And what do you think it means, or maybe you just know what it means?
It's like making friendships in business.
Okay, like making, that's a good way to put it. So it sounds like a big word, boys and girls, but like every big word, there is a meaning that sometimes is very simple. And today we're going to learn all about that big word, networking. So are you ready, boys and girls? We're going to take a quick break, and after the jingle, we'll be right back.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Okay, welcome back to our esteemed friends out there in Radio Land, YouTube Land, and Facebook Land. On our previous program, we learned about sharing various resources, such as transportation and housing, using technology. Today, we will discover the importance of networking. Let's start off by spelling this word, which I said at the beginning was kind of a big word. Ajurne, can you spell the word for us?
Networking is spelled Networking. 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 Networking.
All right. What does it mean, boys and girls? Networking is simply making connections and creating relationships with others. Ajurne, have you ever been to a new school or a new class or a new neighborhood and you didn't know anyone?
Yes, I have been. Many times.
Many times. All right. And so, when you are in a new place, you try to make new friends and meet new people. This is all part of networking, boys and girls. When you grow up and begin working at your various jobs, whatever jobs you choose, this will be an important part of your experience as well, because you're going to have to get to know about other people in the company. This is also networking. You will also meet other people outside of your job, maybe in clubs, in organizations, or just in day-to-day interactions. This is all part of your networking process and building your network. When you network with others, you make what we call connections, which could help you with your work. Ajurne, who are the people at your school, besides your friends, with whom you can network or make connections?
Your classmates or schoolmates and your teachers.
All right. Of course, because you have classmates and schoolmates who may not be intimately close to you to the point of being a friend, but definitely they're part of your network. You can also network or connect with your teachers, as you just said, boys and girls. Imagine your teachers being part of your network, and by the time you finish your school, the entire school life, you should have a pretty huge network. Okay? They're important in helping you to reach your goals and to do your best, not only in school, but in life as well. We're going to hear a short story. Ajurne is going to read us a short story, and Ajurne, if you could read that to our listening and viewing friends, we'll greatly appreciate it. We'll talk a bit about it after.
The Serpent and the Eagle. In this short story, an eagle finds himself in a bit of trouble. A snake is wrapped around his neck, and he is falling to the ground. gasping for air. A countryman witnesses the eagle's distress and frees him by unwrapping the snake. This makes the snake angry, so he tries to attack the countryman, but he is unable to bite his skin. So he released some of his poison in the countryman's horn for drinking. As the countryman journeys home, he becomes thirsty. So he stops to grab a drink of water using his horn. The eagle sees all of this and swoops in, stealing the horn and hiding it so the countryman can never drink from it and ever be poisoned.
Oh, wow. Now you may wonder, boys and girls, as I did the first time I heard the story, what does this have to do with networking? I mean, how can we relate this story to networking?
It sounds like a pay it forward or like return the favor.
Okay, all right. So when it comes to building networks with people who we trust, there must be connections between the countryman and the eagle. Okay, it's quite similar to that. The eagle was in need, so the countryman helped him. And like Ajerne said, a case of paying it forward. In turn, when the countryman was in trouble, the eagle was right there, ready to swoop in and to help. Our networks can be one of the greatest resources for support, and sometimes a bit of a life-saving support network as well when we need it most. Let's take a closer look at some examples of how businesses use networking. So we've talked a little bit about it in the personal space. Ajerne, we're going to talk a bit about it now in the business sense. So have you ever visited a library at your school or community library or library anywhere?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And what are some of the things that you can do at the library?
You can read, find books, complete work on the computers. You can study for exams. It's like a quiet place.
It's a nice quiet place, yes. Wonderful. So you're quite correct. Now let's look at a library network and what it means. A library network is a group of libraries and information centers that are interconnected to help each other with information needs. Libraries contain books, newspapers, magazines, films, audio recordings, and computer software. And the people who work there are called librarians. They keep these resources in order and show people how to find them and of course how to use them, because sometimes it's a little bit challenging figuring your way around the library or navigating that space. Another example of networking is by using computers, and many businesses do this all the time. Computers are linked to networks to allow them to exchange information electronically, and we know we're in an electronic space. A computer network, which we talked about the people network before, a computer network connects two or more computers and communication devices. We can share information as if it was right there on our computers. So Ajerne, do you ever wonder what the word what www means when you're using the internet?
No, because I know what it means.
You figured it out already. I know, like back in my day, when we started, we just knew it was www. We didn't know what it meant right off.
We learned to break down those basic things.
Yes.
I think the only one I don't know is probably HTTPS.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So we have to learn, and because we have remember when I went to school, we didn't have
it was new.
No, but it was new when I was leaving high school. Well, when I got to high school, by the time I was leaving high school was the first time I even had a computer. So, but in those days, you went through the whole primary, definitely most of your high school without even. So www was a strange thing for us. What it means? Tell us what it means, because you said you know.
World Wide Web.
World Wide Web. I never realized that till much later on in life. Or some people just say the web. It is a system that connects web pages that a person can access through the internet. Businesses all over the world can network or connect with each other using the World Wide Web, boys and girls. So, Ajerne, what are some of the things that children can do on this huge network, which we call the internet?
Well, there is one particular thing we use called Google.
You use Google?
Yes. And I know back in, but I wouldn't say your days, but older times when we weren't allowed to use Google, you carry heavy books like encyclopedias.
Of course.
Google is an online encyclopedia.
Uh-huh.
So we use it for research. And then some of us don't actually go to physical libraries. You may go to an online library like Amazon or Kindle or somewhere. And some, well, when you get older, you're allowed to do a little browsing or shopping, and you may be able to tell your parents you want to do this. So it's basically an online library.
And an online world.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can do everything that you can do in the physical, almost.
Yeah, and then instead of doing all this long writing, because that can be boring, you could just type or copy and paste, then you got your work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you know, I was one of those encyclopedia people. And so I can still use an encyclopedia and a dictionary. Because
Some people don't know how to
most
use
persons don't know how to use those.
which is sad.
That is sad. That is indeed sad. But you're correct. And then, you know, social media. Young people,
Yeah.
children, our listeners, they use it for WhatsApp. They use it for Facebook. Oh, sorry.
Instagram.
Let me fix this. I learned this week
Facebook is for old people.
That Facebook is for old people. So Instagram, I stand corrected. Twitter, TikTok. Those are the things that they're using it. So we will look at the 3 major benefits of networking, known as the 3 C's of networking, boys and girls. Those 3 C's are connection, communication, and collaboration. Let's see what the 3 C's mean again. I'll repeat them. Connection, communication, and collaboration. Those are the 3 C's of networking. And so, Ajane, if we turned on our radio one day and we hear and the sound was gargled and scratchy, we would conclude that it has a bad connection. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine if Batman never left the Batcave, or if Superman spent all day in the Fortress of Solitude watching TV. Not very interesting, is it? The fact is that superheroes need to interact with the other people, or their superpowers might just go to waste. The same is true for you, Ajane. It's true for you, boys and girls. You could cultivate all the knowledge and skills and values you need to make a big impact on the world, but unless you get out and make a connection with other people, you will never realize your full potential. That's exactly what we do on this radio program here every single month when we connect with all of you from across the region. Really, you know, the children's connection. Connection? Okay. Hope everybody got it. We connect with you. What about the second C? That C stands for communication. A family, a workplace, or a classroom that values communication is one where everyone feels that their voice is being heard. Someone who doesn't feel heard doesn't feel part of the team and is likely to less likely to give it their all. Strengthening your communication skills is one of the best ways to create an environment where everyone feels that they are appreciated. And so, can you think of a time when no one communicated with your journey and you felt left out on what's happening?
Yeah, and it kind of makes you overwhelmed. Because you would go to that area and be like, I wasn't informed about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, it does overwhelm you. And in cases of interactions with friends as well, where I know when you're really, really little boys and girls, sometimes somebody's not playing with you or they're not talking with you, and that doesn't
Makes
feel
it
good.
feel
Yeah, it hurts, right? Or in the digital world, they left you unread. You send them a message and they don't answer. I'm trying to keep up with the slangs, guys, but I'm not sure how well I'm doing. All right? But communication is important for us as human beings, especially when it comes to networking. When you communicate with others, you can share your ideas, thoughts, and feelings, which help you to grow. Now, let's talk about the final C, the third C, collaborate. Have you ever heard that one?
Yes, I have.
Okay, wonderful. When persons collaborate, they work together to complete a task, share ideas, knowledge, and skills to reach a goal. This involves teamwork and cooperation and helps to solve problems. Individuals and businesses that become successful not only know how to collaborate effectively with others, but they also know how to best use the talents of others and create an environment where people feel safe to express their ideas. This helps to set the stage for outstanding achievements. Now, let's recap the 3 benefits of networking among individuals and organizations. 1. Making connection. 2. Value communication. And 3. Effective collaboration. One of the most important things to note is that when individuals and organizations engage in networking, they will end up sharing their resources with each other. We're going to take a quick break. We've shared so much information, Ajani. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I hope that our boys and girls were listening, because we will be able to share a short quiz with them.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughn Radio.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They linking the children with excellent mentoring.
All right, we are back. We are here. We're talking about networking. We've learned a lot. We've learned about the 3 C's. We've learned about what is networking in the workplace. What does it look like in the friendly space or child-friendly space? And now that we've shared so much information, it's time for our quiz. And this quiz, of course, is sponsored by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. And children, please remember to collect your prizes at the Ministry of Education at Marion Heights. Okay? We want to make sure that we capture what you've learned today. Last time, Ajane, we got 5 for 5. And we want to maintain that record, boys and girls. So Ajane is going to read the 5 questions for you, and when you call, you are going to tell us which question you're responding to. This is for our students. The numbers to call: 469-1616, 469-1700. That's 469-1616, 469-1700. Please make sure that you, for those who are watching on YouTube or Facebook, you can read the questions there as well. Follow along and just let us know which question you're responding to. Ajane, over to you.
Question number 1. The process of making new friends and meeting new people is called dash. The process of making new friends and meeting new people is called dash. Question 2. What is the name of the network platform that the World Wide Web is built on? What is the name of the network platform that the World Wide Web is built on? Question 3. True or false? Networking can only take place in a group. True or false? Networking can only take place in a group. Question 4. Give one example from the lesson of a type of network. Give one example from the lesson of a type of network. And question number 5. Name one of the 3 C's benefits of networking mentioned in the lesson. Name one of the 3 C's of networking mentioned in the lesson.
All right. 469-1616, 469-1700. Who will our first caller be, Ajane? And which question will they answer? Only time will tell. Until such a time, we're going to read the questions again. Boys and girls, we have 5 questions for you. We need 5 callers to answer the questions for us, and Ajane will read them again.
Question 1. The process of making new friends and meeting new people is called dash. The process of making new friends and meeting new people is called dash. Question 2. What is the name of the network platform that the World Wide Web is built on? What is the name of the network platform that the World Wide Web is built on? Question 3. True or false? Networking can only take place in a group. True or false? Networking can only take place in a group. Question 4. Give one example from the lesson of a type of network. Give one example from the lesson of a type of network. And question number 5. Name one of the 3 C's benefits of networking mentioned in the lesson. Name one of the 3 C's benefits of networking mentioned in the lesson.
All right, so numbers to call: 469-1616, 469-1700. Boys and girls, I hope that you followed the networking conversation today. It was a really good conversation. Networks are important, and we have 5 questions that are equally important, and we want to hear from you. Ajani, even as we go ahead and we try to build our own networks, it's an ongoing process. I think that's something that boys and girls will have to also understand. So in school, most of your network would be made up of or comprised of your friends, your schoolmates, your classmates, your teachers, those persons in your immediate surroundings. As you get older, your network expands. And the thing about networks is that you don't necessarily cut one part of it to extend to the other. It's continuous as well. So the people you meet through the various interactions, they carry through in as you add new experiences throughout your life. So when the persons you met at your first school don't just disappear after necessarily. Some of them carry through, and you meet new people at your new school. And then when you go into the world of work, the same thing happens. You meet new people, and you keep meeting persons. The more activities that you're involved in, the greater your network. We're going to read the questions again. For some people who may have fallen asleep this morning, we hope not. I know that some persons are training and going to the various events, many events today, but we're hoping to hear from you, boys and girls. Read the questions, please.
Question number 1. The process of making new friends and meeting new people is called dash. The process of making new friends and meeting new people is called dash. Question 2. What is the name of the network platform that the World Wide Web is built on? What is the name of the network platform that the World Wide Web is built on? Question 3. True or false? Networking can only take place in a group. True or false? Networking can only take place in a group. Question 4. Give one example from the lesson of a type of network. Give one example from the lesson of a type of network. And question number 5. Name one of the 3 C's benefits of networking mentioned in the lesson. Name one of the 3 C's benefits of networking mentioned in the lesson.
All right, thank you. 469-1616, 469-1700. Boys and girls, we're almost out of time. I don't know if everyone is asleep today. Maybe we had a rough week. But we have some very important questions that we wanted to share out and make sure that you are listening. And we don't want to have to give the answers. We're almost at the end though, so we may have to just go ahead and give the answers to the questions. Journey, let's do that, and then I hear my friend's wings flapping.
Alva. Okay. Question number... Up. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Which question would you like to answer?
Could I please answer question 5, please?
Okay. Name one of the 3 C's benefits of networking mentioned in the lesson.
One of the 3 C's benefits is connection.
Thank you. What is your name?
Malaika Dawson.
Good morning, Malaika. Thank you for calling. Please remember to collect your prize at the Department of Education, Marion Heights. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Okay, thank you, Malaika, for calling in. We have 4 more questions, Journey. We may have to let Oliver come in because we don't want him to not get in. So we let Oliver come in, and then we'll look at our value lesson for today.
Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to my treehouse. I would like to introduce our word for today, which is a very strong word full of emotion. Can you guess what this word is? This word is passionate. When someone is passionate, he or she will have strong feelings or strong emotion towards someone or something. We just celebrated Black History Month, and there are people like Martin Luther King and Nelson Mandela who were so passionate about the freedom of black people that they became heroes. If you really love something or someone, you will be passionate about that thing or that person. Did you know that owls are passionate birds who are admired for their wisdom, intelligence, and mysterious appearance? Many cultures see owls as symbols of wisdom and protection. Now you know my secret and why I am so passionate. Now back to your host.
Hi, thank you so much, Oliver. I look forward to hearing you every 3rd Saturday, Oliver. It's always a pleasure. Now, Oliver spoke to his passion of him being passionate, and the word passionate comes from passion. Passion is a strong desire to do something or to be someone. You can have a passion for music, sports, or even drawing. You can have passion to be a dancer, or scientist, or chef. Passion is also an essential part of your life. The more you're passionate about something, the more energy you'll put into it, and the better you will become. Let's, boys and girls, hear a short poem that speaks to passion.
Okay, my passion. I sing like no one's watching. I feel the music through my voice. It's something more than just notes being hit. It's a new world being created. When I sing, I let out anger and stress. I bring in happiness and joy. I'm like a tree, having life in my hands and roots beneath my feet. A song from every emotion, like clearing my mind, a distraction even. But I'm doing something I love, and owning it. Alexandria Renee Crawford.
Awesome. And of course, we had a lot of passion in that poem, but we have some passionate persons who are calling, so we're going to take a quick 30-second call before we wrap up. Ajerne? Okay, we lost that caller. Okay, Ajerne. So the poem, of course, was written by an 8th grader. It was written by a student, and there's some examples of things that student is passionate about throughout the course of the poem. We heard about what came out strongly for me, singing, right?
Coincidentally, that's one of my passions.
Of course, and you like to sing as well, Ajerne. And so we want to tell all of our boys and girls, whatever you're passionate about, pursue it and make sure that you enjoy life, that you make the best of your passions, that you follow your dreams. We have come to the end of another ECCB's Children's Connection program, and we're so happy, boys and girls, that you were able to join us today. Until we meet again, I'm your host, Zahnela Claxton.
And I'm your co-host, Ajerne Hodge.
So let's talk again soon, but until then, remember to network with others, be passionate about what you do, and always remember to stay connected!
Connecting the children and excellent